When setting goals and objectives, whether simply for yourself or for you as a member of a team, the SMART model comes in very useful. This model helps us to create the criteria which are necessary to make our goals SMART. In other words, simple and easy to understand, or specific, measurable, achievable and agreed, realistic and time-bound. Looking at each one of these characteristics, simple and easy to understand and or specific. This means that if there's one person involved in achieving this goal, or there are several, each and every person understands the goal in exactly the same way. And there will be no discussion at the end of the time period that has been allocated as to whether this goal has been achieved or not. Measurable means that we can measure it. So at the end of the time period that has been set, whatever that goal is, we can measure it. And we can measure it in many different ways. It could be things like a reduction in waste, reduction in rejects on a production line, number of clients, increase in number of clients. It could be revenues, increase in revenues, decrease in costs, and so on. We then move on to A, which is achievable and or agreed. So if we have more than one person, if we have a team of people that are going to work on these goals, they need to be agreed. In other words, every single person involved in contributing to the achievement of these goals or goal should be in agreement that this can be achieved. And therefore the goal is achievable with the available resources and the time that has been allocated for this particular goal to be achieved by. Then we have realistic, which ties in very much to achievable. It means, is this goal realistic in relation to the available resources? Is it possible to achieve this goal in the available time? Which means that the goal itself is and can be stretching. We need to be able to work at our goals and feel satisfied or a sense of achievement when we actually achieve them. And achievable and realistic also encompass this element of the goal, which means that when we do achieve it, we feel very satisfied and we have a reason to celebrate. And the last point of our SMART objectives is that it is time-bound. That means that we have a time period by when this must be achieved, a deadline. And these deadlines can be stated as by the end of the financial year, and that is completely understood by everybody in the company. Or it could be something more specific, such as by the end of March or by March 31st, 2022. In whatever way it's stated, it needs to be absolutely clear when is the deadline for the goal. So when we look at setting goals, using this SMART acronym is very useful to ensuring that we have all characteristics of the goal included, so that we can come to the end, we can celebrate the success, and at the same time we don't have masses of discussion as to whether something has been achieved or not. It is absolutely clear. So enjoy setting your goals against the SMART model.